around like that at age 58. So I want to get that out the way first. But I wanted to get to a bigger point. Because the time comes, somewhat pun intended, for us to take the gloves off when it comes to Jake Paul. Now, unlike people who've worked with me, unlike people who are friends and colleagues, what have you, I didn't find it funny.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank.
That tells me that even he recognizes that he's too big for him.
Yes.
He recognizes that he's too big for him.
Stephen A. Smith blasted Jake Paul for taking on Gervonta Davis, saying Jake is simply too big for him. He argued that Paul continues to pick fights that don't genuinely test his skill, calling this matchup completely one-sided and lacking real competition. According to Smith, Jake avoids opponents who are on his level, proving that his boxing career is built more around safe, marketable wins than true challenges in the ring.
That was Mike Tyson. Now you're going into the ring against a cat that's 228. He's a young lion. And no matter what questions may exist about Jake Paul and his ability to box real boxers, because we haven't really seen that yet from him, we don't question his power. Mm-hmm. We know he's got power.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith asked Gervonta Davis's coach which opponents he believes truly deserve to share the ring with Tank next. The coach didn't hesitate, saying that anyone who has publicly criticized Davis should be first in line. He specifically named fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, who have both questioned Tank's abilities. For the coach, this goes beyond rivalry. It's about respect. He believes these fighters need to experience firsthand the power and precision that make Davis so dangerous. His goal isn't revenge, but to silence the critics by letting Tank's skill and strength do the talking inside the ring.
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him. You're training him all the time. You know him. Both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight next?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down to, we working on the big four. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Comedian and commentator Aries Spears didn't hold back when giving his opinion on the upcoming fight. To him, it feels more like a show than a true sporting contest. Though he called it a circus, Spears still backed Davis to dominate, confidently predicting a knockout by the third round. His take balances criticism with respect, mocking the spectacle, but admiring Tank's precision and finishing power. Spears' view mirrors that of many fans who see the matchup as both absurd and intriguing. It's a strange mix of entertainment and skill, where despite the controversy, few doubt Davis's ability to end the fight in explosive fashion.
The next fight that's coming up is Tank Davis versus Jake Paul.
Oh, this is such a circus.
Yeah. Look, according to BetOnline.ag, Gervonta Davis is favored minus 240, Jake Paul's plus 190. So more than twice the odds for Davis. Davis is a lot smaller, but he's a real serious fighter.
I'm predicting a third round knockout.
Ooh.
Third
round knockout.
He's out of there. Listen, I don't know what's the bigger joke, that fight or Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, this is honestly just disappointing. As a boxing fan, to just keep seeing these circuses happen over and over again.
I don't know if the rumor's true, but I heard Floyd was talking about coming out of retirement to fight Crawford. Now that's got some panache to it.
That'd be interesting.
It
I think Floyd will end up taking a loss.
Finally.
That's the thing. He'd mess up that record.
Yeah. And I would respect him for it because we know how much he's tried to protect the record. Take the risk. This is what great fighters are supposed to do.
Yeah, but It's interesting because people were saying that Terrence Crawford should retire because he's 43-0 at this point.
Okay.
He's like 37 years old. I personally don't.
But he still got the goods though.
Oh, he's got the goods.
Yeah, he still got the goods.
Because Canelo was a monster. Crawford had been dominating for a while.
Right.
And like he had only had 2 losses, one of which was Mayweather, very early in his career. But this whole like Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis thing is just like, because Gervonta was supposed to fight Roach. There was supposed to be a rematch because it was, I believe, a draw last time.
Yeah.
So you go and fight Jake Paul instead? I'm sure it's a much bigger bag. I'm sure it's a much bigger bag.
And clearly that's what it's about. It's the bag, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty soon they're going to have Denzel Washington fighting somebody. Like, you know, they're going to start putting like old men. I mean, they've already putting old men in the ring.
As long as before the fight, Denzel looks at his watch and goes, 16 seconds. I'm with it.
Stephen A. Smith, known for his fiery commentary, urged the boxing world to move beyond spectacle-driven fights. He argued that Gervonta Davis should focus on meaningful matchups that truly challenge him rather than exhibition-style bouts that add little to his legacy. Smith expressed a strong desire to see Davis rematch Ryan Garcia, pointing out their unfinished business. He also named Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as ideal opponents who could test Davis both mentally and physically. Smith emphasized that fans deserve fights with real stakes, the kind that define greatness and revive boxing's competitive spirit. In his view, Davis's immense talent should be showcased in battles that matter, not wasted on publicity stunts.
To me personally, I want to see him fight a Garcia again. I want to see him fight a Teofimo Lopez, somebody like that, that's got some power, somebody that has the potential to inflict some pain upon him, because I don't know if anybody can do it. And I've totally lost it with David Haney. After what I saw Ryan Garcia do to him, even though Ryan Garcia was a bit bulked up.
A growing number of boxing commentators are becoming increasingly frustrated with Jake Paul's approach to his career. They argue that his latest fight announcements follow a predictable formula, choosing opponents who draw attention rather than genuine competition. Many experts insist that these matchups are crafted more for headlines and viral moments than for building Paul's credibility as a legitimate boxer. They point out that he consistently avoids opponents who match him in size, experience, or technical ability. While his fights attract massive audiences, critics say the spectacle often overshadows the sport itself. To them, the hype feels scripted, the drama staged, and the competition secondary. For boxing purists, this is why Jake Paul remains an entertainer first and a professional contender second.
Performance. Jake Paul won the fight. But yeah, that was that. This time, Jake Paul is to take on Tank Davis. Tank Davis, he was recently in the news for being arrested for a domestic violence incident involving one of his kids' mother. He was alleged to have slapped her about the place. The charges were later dropped, to be fair to him. But yeah, that was when he was last in the news. What is interesting is just a couple of months ago, Tank Davis was saying openly that he'd lost his passion for boxing and that he wanted time away from the sport. There was speculation that he might even retire as he was experiencing extreme mental fatigue from boxing, depression, and there were mental health concerns over him. However, I guess the opportunity to earn a truck full of money, fighting a completely worthless exhibition fight against Jake Paul, was enough to make him change his mind about boxing. Funny that, isn't it? But you know what? I'm not even going to waste your time or mine critiquing this utter nonsense. Suffice to say that this so-called fight we're talking about is an exhibition, and it pits Jake Paul, who is a cruiserweight, by the way, weighs in excess of 200 pounds, and Tank Davis, who is, he was the WBA lightweight champion, who weighs in at about 135 pounds when he fights. So that's a disparity of some 65 pounds. In old money, that's about 4.5 stone. There's also a significant difference in height. Jake Paul is roughly 6'1", 2. Gervonta Davis is 5'5" at best. So, there's a height disparity there of some 8 inches. And once again, this is Jake Paul showing total disrespect to boxing, in my opinion.
There's a growing belief that Gervonta Davis's decisions are being driven more by profit than prestige. Analysts suggest his team is focusing on highly lucrative bouts rather than those that would enhance his championship legacy. The planned matchup with Jake Paul only reinforces this perception. For many, it's proof that boxing has shifted into an entertainment business first and a sport second. Davis's reputation for explosive knockouts guarantees massive pay-per-view sales, and pairing him with a YouTube celebrity only increases that financial appeal. However, traditionalists see this as a troubling trend. They fear that fighters now prioritize money over meaningful competition. While Davis's skill and talent remain undeniable, his recent choices imply that legacy may no longer be his primary goal. Profit is.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40 plus million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Rowe for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money.
Jeff Mayweather, a respected figure in the boxing community, has openly questioned the reasoning behind this matchup. His main concern centers on the stark size and weight difference between the two fighters. He points out that boxing's division system was created specifically to prevent such imbalances, which can put athletes at risk. According to Jeff, Jake Paul's naturally larger frame gives him a physical edge that simply can't be ignored. Even though Davis possesses superior technique and ring IQ, the disparity in reach, mass, and power makes the fight fundamentally uneven. He describes it as a mismatch that could damage the sport's integrity. For Mayweather, this bout represents more than just two fighters clashing. It's a reflection of how far promoters are willing to stretch the rules in pursuit of profit and spectacle.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank, and I mean, but with it being exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting, but I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.